Right. Well, we have been working in this topic. We have been talking about structs, and now we are talking about classes, right? So, just just pay attention, to this specific topic, and we are going to talk and also remember that structs is type values, right? Means value type, and classes is reference type. So what does it means? So it means that when you are in the memory, right, saving values, suppose that memory has a lot of slots available, empty the most of them, and when you save value like a class, it is saving something like this, right? Let's see, like put it like this, or something like this, right? This is a address memory, yes, and suppose that you have been create a class called person, for example. So class save references, right? So suppose that one of the strategy to give quick response to the user um, is that the memory that you are going to use is in the less and so far away. So suppose that the memory and also the automatic references counter save and take the quickest way to get the address, right? So they save that information, and suppose that this it could be like this. Let's explain something like that, right? Here's the value class references, yeah, and you have some value like this. uh, yep, yeah. So when you call a class references, you are calling to this, and the value that is here is saved in this area. It's just a quick example. The how could memory be managed when you create a class. But the point here is when you create or save some structs, when you create structs, you are saving values. So it means that you are saving a specific value that is could be like a hello world, right? So you have hello world here, and you're saving directly, to this strong hello. So that's the way as memory could be handled, right? But yeah, and you can see when you call some instance instead of to print, let's do it very quickly. We sometimes use programming Swift to run our code. So suppose that we have here some classes, right? That's called person, right? So you have name, right? And yeah, and it's a string. Let's see, for example, yeah, let's see, just to jump, right? And says person, right? And suppose that you have to initialize like this, right? And you have to say it like this, uh, name, right? And you put here name as a label, and you put jump here, right? So when you print it, so you can see here like print jump, right? Let's see if they compare. Yeah, he's yeah. That's the point. This is the memory that I explained, right? So they save that information here. This is the name of the memory, right? Could be like this. And when you call that information, you are calling directly to the memory references instead of to call to the exactly value that you are going to use, right? So when you put a person name, John name, right, is John, right? So that's the point. So we are saving values. We are saving references in and also it show the references name, right? Suppose that and also check that it doesn't work as well. Yeah, it's work. It doesn't. It's good, right? But um, yeah, that's the point. The way as we can explain the 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 when we says references type. So in this topic, we are going to talk about classes, and classes is like this. So let's check. Let's show you as to how to it is how useful is to be a build custom type. But Swift has another and also numbers that takes up in a slave, including classes. Classes are similar to structs, and they let you make new data type that have property and method within them. However, in addition to being references type, we have been talking about a references, and the instance of this specific class share a single copy of them of their data. It's like structs in which are value type, and classes suppose inherents. Inherents allows one class to build upon features to, of another. Class and structs are by any other name, and class is very similar to structs. So with a few important differences, right? Class doesn't come with member wise. A member wise in its like and struct does. Class cannot inherit from another class. Can't. Yes, it can't. And this gives access to property. And structs cannot inherit for another, right? Structs. Yes, it can be inherent by protocols, but another, but it can by another structs. Uh, right, and the class is a reference type, and a struct is a value type. This is that we were talking, and also a copy of class point to the same shared data. A, a copy struct is a unique duplicate, right? A class has the initialize. We were talking about more later about it, and the variable properties contents as well. So we have here a class structure. This is how the class can be declared, as we see previously. You have a class pizza and also class person could be as well. So you have this value and can receive that kind of information, right? So you have this one, you have all the information that you need to create your own type. So if the class, the class that you have, you must create initializers, right? So it's so important to say how initialize it, right? By the name or the values that you are going to give or receive them, or you can by yourself can initialize by any default values. The inheritance in a class, sometimes you need to create similar but slightly different things or objects that share some properties and method, but are a little bit differences. Inheritance is a features of Swift class that allow you to create a class that based on an existing class and adds own features. So you have plans here with names, right? And there's initializations way. So you can create an inherent plans, subclans, and have their name and Latin name, and kind of this, right? Could be like this. So we know that the class can inherit another class. Class is being inherited from other parents. Class inherited from class that is called a child. All properties and methods include initializer, and a child cannot access a private variables. Yeah, like another language, right? So we can continue here that we have the inherit